Good morning to everyone. In this lecture, EC8551 Communication Networks, Unit 2 Media Access and Network Working. We see the syllabus of Unit 2 Media Access and Internet Working. The first topic of overview of data link control and media access control. Ethernet 802.3 wireless LAN available protocols, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, network layer service and packet switching, IPv Internet Protocol version 4 address, and finally network layer protocols. Now we are moving to move overview of data link control. In data link control, first of all we focus the data link layer framing size. So the framing size is depends into two individual category. Number one, fixed size framing. Number two, variable size framing. In fixed size framing, it can be fixed or variable size. In fixed size framing, there is no need for defining the boundaries of the frame. The size itself can be used as a delimiter. An example of this type of framing is the ATM wide area network, which uses frame of fixed size called cells. And variable size framing, our main discussion in this lecture concern the variable size framing prevalent in local area network. In variable size framing, we need a way to define end of the frame and beginning of the next. The two approaches we are used for this purpose, a character oriented approach and a bit oriented approach. Now, the character oriented protocols, the flag composed of protocol dependent special character signal the start or end of the frame. The figure shows the format of a frame in a character oriented protocol. Character oriented framing was popular when only the text was exchanged by the data link layer. The flag would be selected to be any character not used for text communication. Now, however, we send other type of information such as graphics, audio and video. Any pattern used for the flag would be also part of the information. If this happens, the receiver, when it encountered this pattern in this middle of the data, thinking it has reached the end of the frame to fix this problem. A byte stuffing strategies were added to in this character oriented framing. And also the byte stuffing is the process of adding one extra byte whenever there is a flag or escape the character in the test. Now we see the byte stuffing and unstuffing problems. The first one is a data from upper layer and the last one is a data to upper layer. The in between the frame size, the flag header, escape flag, escape and escape trailer flag. So in the frame to the data link layer, here the frame sending and the frame receiving part, the frame sending is in 2 extra byte are added to the frame received path. These categories are denoted as a byte stuffing and unstuffing. Now we have to move to the byte oriented protocol. In a byte oriented protocol, the data section of a frame is sequence of bit to be interpreted by the upper layer as a text, graphics, audio, video. However, in addition to header, we still need a delimiter to separate one frame from the other. Most protocols use a special 8-bit pattern flag as the delimiter to define the beginning and the ending of the frame. Now we see the structure of bit oriented protocol framing. The data from upper layer, variable number of bits. So the flag and the MSB and the LSB side, the header and the trailer of individual part. The bit oriented protocol, the data is a sequence of bit is to be interpreted to separate one frame from another, and 8-bit delimiter flag is added to the start and end of the frame. Now we have to move flow control and error control methodology in the data link layer. The flow control coordinates the amount of data that can be sent to the receiving as a acknowledgement and is one of the most important duty of the data link layer. In most protocols, flow is a set of procedures that tell the sender how much data is transmitted before it must wait for an acknowledgement from the receiver. The flow of data must not be allowed to overwhelm the receiver. Any receiving device has a limited speed at which it can process incoming data and limited amount of memory in which the store incoming data. The receiving device must be able to inform the sending device before those limiter are reached and to request that the transmitting device and fewer frames are stopped. And also temporarily the incoming data must be checked and proceed before they are used. The rate of such processing is often slower than the rate of transmission. For this reason, each receiving device has a block of memory called a buffer reserved for storing incoming data until the proceed. If the buffer begins to fill up, the receiver must be able to tell the sender to the half transmission until once again about the receiver. Now the error control. The error control is both error detection and error correction. It allows the receiver to inform that sender of any frames lost or damage in transmission and coordinate the retransmission of these frames by the sender. In the data link layer, in the terms of error control refers the primary to method of error detection and retransmissions. The error control is the data link layer is often implemented simply anytime as error is detected in an exchange specified frames or retransmitted. This process is called automatic repeat request processing. So in this lecture we are discussed overview of data link layer and the types of framing and the character oriented protocol and the bit oriented protocol and what is the flow control and error control methods. Thank you for watching this video.